Hey there, everyone. Ervin here, and today we're going to be talking about the MD-17 anti-tank mines in Helldivers 2. This stratagem is set to release soon. Well, maybe. We've been forced to make the difficult decision of rescuing sick children from the hospital located on Vernon Wells, a planet featuring tremors and nighttime so dark I can barely tell my monitor is on, or we could take the fight to my favorite planet, Marfark, with its cold temperatures and blizzards, where the materials for our anti-tank mines have been moved to following the fall of Chuki. Unfortunately, there is only time to save the children, or the materials for the mines, and not both, forcing a moral quandary onto the Helldivers. Obviously, I think it's best we save the poor, dying, sick children on Vernon Wells, but, let's talk about the stats and use cases for the mines, just in case we get another crack at them later, right? The anti-tank mines deploy in a very similar fashion to our current anti-personnel ones. However, they come with a base 180-second cooldown lowered to 162 seconds with the upgrade, and a 3-second call-in time lowered to 0 seconds with the associated upgrade. This, however, only deploys 18 total mines instead of the 48 deployed by both the anti-personnel and incendiary variants. Although this does make it easier for the enemies you would want to step on these mines to avoid them entirely on accident, this also means it will be far safer for your teammates should they find themselves having to pass through your minefield, as these mines are much larger, easier to spot, and fewer in number, easily making this the most teammate friendly minefield, even if the bar is set below sea level. The anti-tank mines, as far as we can tell, will detonate should any unit interact with them. While it is wishful thinking to believe they will not be triggered by infantry units, allowing you to always get full value out of them, this is very unlikely, and there is no reason at all to believe that this will be the case, I'm sorry to say. If I'm wrong, though, it will drastically improve the user friendliness of this minefield as a result. The anti-tank mines, when detonated, have an explosive radius of 6 meters, dealing full damage to any enemies within 1.2 meters of the blast radius, and 99.1% of the damage to any enemies within 1.3 to 6 meters. There is also a heavy stagger and knockback effect associated with this detonation, starting with 30 stagger and 40 push force at the center of the blast, gradually reducing in severity up to 9 meters away. The damage this blast deals at the center is a whopping 1,000 damage per mine, with an armor penetration value of a kind of disappointing 5. Spoilers, we would have liked 6, but 5 will have to do. Now that you've got the numbers behind the mines, let's talk about practical applications. Chargers, if they step on one of these mines, have 500 leg health and armor 5 on those legs. So, thankfully, they will be taken out should they walk over just one of the mines pretty instantly. Maybe. The front leg has explosive immunity, while the back half does not. The inconsistencies of this will likely result in the charger taking anywhere between 1 to 3 detonations to die, and then keep in mind that it'll probably pop several extras should it be charging or falling through them, wasting considerably more, so take that with a grain of salt, I suppose, on this one. Unfortunately, when it comes to Bile Titan legs, they have Class 6 armor, meaning they are immune to the anti tank mine's damage entirely, more or less writing off the potential usefulness of this stratagem for the Terminid faction in its entirety, as no one needs anti tank mines that can't kill the tankiest enemy on the field. Talking about the automatons, it does get a bit better here. Devastators will never survive a direct detonation from the anti tank mines, with their main health pools of only 800 being insufficient to soak the blast at the very least in any context. So you can't expect these mines to take out packs of devastators that you throw them at if that was, something you wanted your anti tank mines to do. Thankfully, in the automaton faction, the tanks can be destroyed by the anti tank mines. Good job, R&D. You did it. Unfortunately, tanks do have class 5 armor on the bottom, and their tracks are explosive immune for absolutely no reason. So they cannot be disabled by the mines, as the theme of the item would probably suggest. With class 5 armor, they'll be receiving half damage from the mines, and with 1500 HP, you can expect it to take 3 of your mines detonating underneath them to seal the deal, assuming no other weapons are utilized here. This sounds alright, but we are starting to see a pattern of really wishing that we just had class 6 armor penetration on these mines to work with. Hulks are some relatively good news. Their main body, heat sink, and both legs are not explosive immune, meaning the detonation of an anti tank mine is going to likely damage up to 4 different body parts. All of these body parts transfer some amount of the damage they sustain to the main body as well. 30% from the legs, 80% of the heat sink damage, and the body itself is the main health pool itself of 1250 HP. The main body will take 500 damage from the explosion, the legs will transfer 300 damage each to the main pool, and the heat sink will transfer up to 800 damage. Meaning, with only 600 HP and class 4 armor on the legs, any Hulk walking over these will have its leg instantly disabled, and more than likely, instantly be eliminated with just one mine due to the explosive damage being dealt against so many different body parts at once, and will absolutely never survive 2 mines. Now, the Factory Strider is an interesting target for the mines. We should expect them to be taken out within 2 mines detonating under any of the legs, as their legs have class 4 armor with 600 normal health and 1000 bleed out health. If bleed out health sounds like a confusing term, don't worry, that's next video. However, the Factory Strider is very large, very slow, and does deploy little idiots on the regular to soak the mines for it. Even with this, however, getting a Factory Strider to bite the dust for the low cost of just one stratagem on a 3-minute baseline cooldown is going to be a good deal in my opinion, as these are currently the only enemy that can tank any of our individual air support stratagems. Now, while the mines do seem to be relatively okay in their current form against the targets you'd ideally use them on, we do have to keep in mind that they are still mines and Helldivers too at the end of the day. Other enemies are going to detonate them when you don't want them to, targets are going to walk around them, and teammates are going to die to them. A 3-minute cooldown baseline is not what I would call a short cooldown, and I will likely always prefer taking something else over these. However, they could be useful for setting up a contingency line against automatons during defensive operations, as you'll be able to stockpile these mines at a key choke point, strategically allowing heavy units to roll into them while keeping the lesser enemies at bay, guaranteeing some value here. That being said, I am of course still on the side of saving the children, and would never sacrifice our youth for some explosives.
But what if they could be our explosives?
Thanks for watching till the end, and have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.
And now, another helpful tip from General Brash.
Aerovin has brought us the information we need to make an informed decision on if we should save 6 starving children or some badass explosives. For this, I am ordering all active Helldivers to like, comment, and subscribe to his channel. Failure to do so will result in tomorrow's patch being delayed. Brash tactics. Use them or die trying.